I know this offseason things have been a lot different, but how good was it just to get back on the field today with your teammates and do something kind of normal and start practice again?
It definitely felt great. You know, we all have been itching to play, man, since we got shut down in the spring. We've been together these last couple of weeks, but of course in pods with our COVID restrictions and everything. So I saw it being out there on the field together today. It's a great feeling. I think it was long waiting, and we're all excited about it.
See, Grant Gibson's on here too. So if y'all raise your hand, and then you can ask either one of them. Corey, what do you have?
So this actually works out perfectly. It's for Grant and Isaiah. For both of you guys, you know, one thing that Dave said when we were talking to him was that the two of you have stepped up as leaders for the team, both off the field and on the field. You know, how important was that for you guys to do that this offseason in particular going into this upcoming year?
And for me, just in years past, just looking up to the older guys and the stuff that they've done for me, and they've helped lead me and teach me things. And I wanted to be able to do the same thing for the younger guys. So that was one of my goals this past year, is to just try and lead better, you know, and bring other guys along.
And I think kind of the circumstances we got thrown into with COVID and everything getting shut down, and the team kind of everybody going home and being separated, and we felt like there was definitely leadership needed to keep everybody together. And, it's something that we've talked about over and over again with our coaches, especially Coach Thunder, a lot. And he's always told us that we have the capability to lead. And we felt like this is an opportunity for us to step in and do that.
And Grant, for you, obviously you made the switch last year from being a defensive lineman to offensive lineman. How much did you learn through that, you know, carries over to this season as well?
Last year was huge for me. Just the things that I learned on the field, just being out there and being able to play, you know, like I learned a lot, and I can definitely tell that, you know, I'm much more able to handle things this year, just with all the things that's been thrown at me. But it's been good though. I've enjoyed this past year, and just trying to get prepped for everything. It's been good, and I think that we'll have a great year as a team.
Jonas, what you have for these guys?
Yeah, Coach Dorn just kind of touched on it. Wait, am I muted? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. Coach Dorn was talking about being responsible socially, like once you guys leave the football facilities and, you know, being around other students and just sacrificing not going to parties and sacrificing not being around people who could like spread the COVID. Have you guys talked a lot about that amongst each other and with your teammates about, you know, you want to play the season, so you got to make these sacrifices to make sure everybody stays safe and prepared the right way?
Yeah, it's definitely something that, like pretty much the word of the season is really sacrifice. It's going to be, students coming back. Everybody's not going to take the same precautions that we are as far as everything that we have to do to be able to play the season. So it's definitely something we talked about, and we're going to continue to talk about once everybody gets back on campus. And it's just something that's really we're going to have to uphold and hold each other accountable for, as we move throughout the season.
And I think that we all understand that if we want to play this year, then there's certain things that we can't do. I mean, like we can't go out and things like that because everybody on our team wants to play. And we're willing to give up some things to be able to do that. So if we can't go out, then that's fine with us. We want to get the chance to play.
Ed Harden, do you have a question? Your hand's going up and down and up and down.
I was waving to you, Annabelle.
Oh, thank you.
To both of you, I guess, with new coordinators on both sides, how different a team are we going to see this year? Is it going to be completely different from last year?
I think yeah, absolutely. Of course, none of us want to relive last year at all. We all understand that what we put on the field last year wasn't good enough, and we all have a chip on our shoulder, and we want to come in and do whatever we can to be successful this year. I think what we're doing defensively, which with Coach Gibson, I think it's gonna be great. We're still, all getting back together. We didn't have a lot of time together in the spring, so now we're all really trying to get rolling and get things going. But from what we've seen so far, I think it's gonna be great, and I do think you're gonna see a brand new NC State defense on the field this year.
And just from the offensive side, I think that you'll see a huge change too. Like, we obviously don't want to play the way that we did last year. I mean, it wasn't good at all, and we all know that. But we want to change that. And the things that Coach has done, it's been great for us. Like, I think that we gel well as a group, and guys are just excited to be out there and getting the chance to play again. So I think that you'll see a huge change this year from what happened last year.
Alyssa from NCM, what you got?
Yeah, guys, just with the new ACC format, I know Clemson's been so dominant in the Atlantic Division, but now divisions are out the window, so everyone's, even playing field as far as getting to the ACC title game. How exciting is it for you guys, and how does it change the landscape? And then throw Notre Dame in the mix. What can you just kind of say about all the ACC changes here, but particularly with no divisions?
I think, like, whoever's on our list to play, we're going to be prepped. So that means, like, we haven't thought about, we're not going to play these teams. Like, we just know that we have to get prepped to play this year. So we're going to do our best versus any team that we play, and we're going to get ready for each team that we play. But I mean, like, but we know that we can do anything that we put our minds to as a team, and I think we'll be fine this year.
And our goal is always to reach the ACC championship and win it. So whatever format they throw at us, whether it's playing Clemson, playing 10 games, playing 5 games, or playing 1 game, we know what we have to do to get there, and we're going. That's what we plan to do.
Chris Lee, what you got?
What's going on, guys? Coach said earlier that he wasn't aware of anyone who wanted to potentially opt out for the season due to COVID-19. Has that been a discussion amongst players? Maybe guys are a little worried potentially about playing or not. He said everybody wants to play, so I assume that's going to happen. But have you guys talked about that, the potential of maybe not playing or opting out on purpose to save yourselves?
Not that I've heard. We've pretty much all been on the same page about us all wanting to play. I haven't heard any conversations like that. Of course, we're all aware of what's going on in other conferences. But as far as this, I don't think we have had any conversations about that.
Just going off of that, like, I think that we all want to play. Everybody's been itching to get out there. So I haven't heard anything of guys trying to opt out either. I think that we're all just happy to be back out there getting the chance to play.
All right, Jonas, I'm going to let you get the last one. Let these 2 guys go, and then I see Thayer's here, and hopefully Devin will be here in a minute. So, Jonas, can you ask the last one, and then we'll bring those other guys on.
Yeah, this question is for Grant. Obviously, playing offensive line, like camaraderie and guys just gelling is a big part of playing that unit. And I know a lot of times in the off season, those guys build those bonds, but this was a unique off season because, guys were all over the place, and then you got a social distance. So what is the offensive line going to do in this camp to kind of gel and get back on that same page and kind of bond heading into the season?
Well, the offensive line, like, we've always been close. But obviously when we went home, it was a little bit harder to do that. But we did some things as the team, like as the whole team, to make sure that we were all still close. And I know that as the offensive line, like, we have our own group chat and things like that. Like, we're always trying to make sure that we're all working out, doing what we need to do. But I feel like even when we went home, that we still stayed close. And you can tell when we're all out there, like, we're all on the same page. We're all just trying to work together. And that's what you need on the offensive line. But I think as a team as a whole, that even when we got sent home, that we stayed close. Like, we made this group chat, me and Zay, and we tried to just make sure that everybody was still trying to stay in contact. And we did that, and I feel like it helped our team overall.
All right, Isaiah and Grant, thankyou. Go take a nap. Thayer, Thomas, and Devin Lear.